All right, so in this video, we're going to be talking about interval notation. All right, so interval notation is just a way to describe a set of numbers that includes parentheses or brackets, and they are ordered from least to greatest. So one of the easiest ways to think about this is actually in terms of a number line. So when you have a number line, you either have a number that has an opened or a closed circle. So if the number would be open, if the circle would be open, you are going to use parentheses. But if the circle was going to be filled in, if it was closed, you're going to use brackets. And the easiest way to remember this is two sets of parentheses make up that open circle. All right. So if we can understand that when things are not included, right, that's when we use the open circle. That's when you're going to use the parentheses. If a number is supposed to be included, that's the closed dot, then that's when you're going to use brackets. You always separate from least, comma, greatest. So you always separate them by a comma. And then when you have more than one set, you use the union symbol to join the sets. So let's take a look at these examples. So the easiest way to do this is to draw a number line. And it says all real numbers greater than or equal to -3. So let's put -3 here. When you do a number line, whoops, not -4. When you do a number line, I just need you to put one number right in the middle. That's the number that you're going to want. And then one number directly to the left and to the right. So from here, I say all real numbers greater than or equal to. So I've got a closed dot, and then I am going to the right. So we should have no problem doing that number line. Now we're just going to take that and put it in interval notation. So we know that the smallest number is going to be -3, and that arrow indicates that we are going on to positive infinity. With the -3, however, it's closed, so that means we're going to use brackets. And because you can never actually get to infinity, anytime you have infinity or negative infinity, you're going to use parentheses. So let's take a look here at all real numbers less than 10. So 9, 11, open and to the left. And if I were to do that in interval notation, the smallest number would be negative infinity, and it stops at 10. Again, parentheses with negative infinity. It's an open circle here at 10, so it is going to also be parentheses. Now this number 3 is a little different. This is 5 here and 14 here. I don't need any additional numbers. This inequality is saying that x is bigger than 5, but also less than or equal to 14. So here's your 5, here's your 14, and x is bigger than 5, but less than 14. So we're talking about those numbers in between that 5 and 14. So we have our smallest number, we have our largest number. Notice that 14 is closed and 5 is open. So now let's take a look at all real numbers less than 2 or greater than 5. So if I were to take a number line, I would have a 2 here and a 5 here. Less than 2 would be that way, right? Open circle at 2 and to the left. And greater than 5 would be open at 5 and to the right. So according to this, if I were to do interval notation, it looks like I'm going to have two separate ones. So let's do the first one, would be parentheses negative infinity to 2. And then we're joining another set, so we need our u. And then we pick back up at 5 and go to infinity, and both of those require parentheses.